This is the day that I'm going to dye the yarn. I've pretty much set up the kitchen, and like I said a couple of years ago, this was my room that I dyed yarn in, and it was not used as a kitchen because this at one time was my art studio. But I don't really have to go into that again, or one day I'll go into it in more detail. But anyway, this is what's going on. I put some plastic over the front of the stove so I don't have to be worried too much about that. I've got a large dye pot going, and I have a small dye pot going, and I'm heating the water already. This is the dye over here, or this is the dye that I've been using since I was in graduate school in 1976, and we ordered dye from this company then, Dharma Trading Company. It's San Francisco or Berkeley, but Dharma Trading Company, they have a great catalog. This is not an advertisement, this is just what I've used my entire dyeing life. And when I was in college, we couldn't use yarn that was already dyed. We had to dye it ourselves. And it comes in a very powdered form. This is a pound. And what I did was mix. I mixed blue. I didn't mix, but with the powder I added water to it so it would make it more liquid and easier for me to use and keep, and not have to keep going into the bucket. But blue, black, red, and yellow. And I have some spoons there to use that I don't eat with to deal with the dyes. And I don't know what I've shown. This is, the hand spun yarn that I am going to dye. And this is the wool over here that I'm going to dye. And yesterday when I put all the thick wool out, I had forgotten that there was still a bunch in the house that I'd forgotten to take out. So I'm actually dyeing more than what was out there. And there's the sink that I'm going to use to do the dyeing or rinsing, whatever. We'll get to that later. I just wanted to hold the camera and show you what's going to be, or what the setup is here. And then I'll put the camera on a tripod and start dyeing.